Dude, I don't know if he's a reporter or I don't know what he does, but he put up $1 million and he put an offer out to the WNBA, and he said, "I bet you one of these boys' high school teams can beat your WNBA team, and I put $1 million on it. Respond." And like everybody just wait for the response from like the WNBA to see if they're gonna take the offer.
Oh, wow. That you know what that's kind of fun.
It is.
See how that go down.
It is. I got my money on the boys team though.
So what? Like, well, check it out. So what is it? The question is, what does it mean if they win? Does it the boys? If the boys win, does that mean that what we're seeing in high school basketball is equivalent to
WNBA basketball?
WNBA basketball?
No.
Oh, where does it start?
Because I think a lot of high school teams are actually a little more interesting than a lot of the like. Did you know they just won a championship?
Who?
Exactly. Did you know they just had a championship?
Who's this? I don't know.
WNBA.
He's about to say you scared me. But I don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm still.
I have to scroll TikTok. I see them with champagne. You know, doing the champagne with the goggles and shit. I'm like, oh shit, it was a championship game. Who knew?
Wow.
I would watch that though.
Yeah.
I would fucking watch that high school team play the WNBA. Maybe they could be like a traveling thing. Yeah. That'd definitely bring some attention.
Yeah,
that'd be dope.
That's interesting.
That is fucking really interesting.
Do you think, at what grade do you think LeBron James could have played WNBA basketball?
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, this is a good question based on what we're talking about. At what age?
I would have put him ninth grade.
Ninth grade. So that puts
No. I might have put him 8th grade.
8th grade.
8th grade LeBron could have played in the WNBA.
Wow.
Because mind you, he went right out of high school.
Yeah, I got to put how tall was LeBron in 8th grade?
Go.
That was a good one.
Because if he went right out of high school, that means 9th grade. I mean 12th grade. He was already rocking and rolling.
Right.
So yeah, 8th, 9th grade LeBron. He at least would have came off the bench. If he wasn't a starter, he'd have came off the bench. He probably was like 6'2".
LeBron James was already quite tall during his high school years. He reportedly stood at around 6 feet 8 inches tall during his time at St. Vincent's Mary High School.
See?
Wow.
Yeah.
So
he might have been starting. He might have been starting.
Wow.
So you load up a team of LeBrons.
Yeah.
At his senior year. You feel what I'm saying?
And LeBron's a Hall of Famer. And then LeBron, and this.
Well. I mean, again, we can't use LeBron, I guess, because he's the anomaly.
I'm about to say another one. Check this out. And LeBron's a Hall of Famer. He already looked like a grown ass man in those times, right? At what age could Steph Curry could have played in the WNBA? Because he's shooting the ball anyway.
7th grade.
Wow.
Because that shooting skill set, he already had that. He didn't. I don't think he found that shit.
Nah, right? Word is born.
Now. And that handle, like, again, he cultivated and fine-tuned it as an adult. But I'm pretty sure, like, that type of talent, them type of people start early. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, we're talking about Hall of Famers.
Yeah, those type of cats start early. So by the time he got in high school, he was probably already, like, one of the best. Was he? Bro. Like, was he one of those guys that, because when Steph got into the league, was he as dominant as he is now?
Yeah, man. He played for Davidson. I remember watching in college. It was ridiculous.
And he was a shooter in college like that.
Yeah, he made a 3-point look like a layup.
Wow. So, okay. So then.
He's equivalent to your video game.
So again, and now you figure who his dad is and his shooting arsenal.
I used to play with him on a video game.
So you know, that was groomed early.
So we're saying 7th grade?
I'm putting 7th, 8th grade Curry.
So, for Hall of Famers, we're talking about grade school, possibly.
Fact.
And for NBA players, I think we might be talking about high school. Because think about it. Fact. A lot of these NBA players are phenoms in high school.
Fact.
So is it possible that the WNBA... Yeah, that's actually a good one right there.
Yes, that's why it was so interesting.
Right.
After all that analysis, we go back to, it's fucking interesting.
But like
would you watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch it. Because the thing is, I just wanted the person that put the money up, what is it to prove, though? That's the thing.
That's a good question.
That's,
Well, I don't know if I guess when it comes to the WNBA, it gets touchy. Because a lot of times, like I think the players, the WNBA players, a lot of times they wound up taking a stance of just like stop comparing it to men's basketball and just accept it for what it is.
Right.
And others is saying, hey, yo, make this shit more interesting
Right.
so I can watch it. So I think his stance was pretty much like, bro, nobody's watching this product that you're putting out there.
Right.
And I can prove to you that nobody's watching it. I can prove to you why nobody's watching it. It's fucking uninteresting. So I'm going to do something that's interesting.
Well, you see, let's really put it in perspective, right? Because you got to look at it like this. There are people watching it.
But not many.
And subjective, once again.
I don't think that's subjective. We can pull up viewership numbers. I think that's a hard fact.
When comparing it to the basketball.
Okay, so what do you compare it to? Because you got to compare it to something.
You have to compare it to another woman's sport.
Okay, and I'm pretty sure you pull up 5 other women's sports that probably have higher viewership.
Name them. Let's name them. I mean, not the mixed women's sport, like when they come into UFC. Take that out the equation.
Why do you take that out the equation?
Because it's women and men together, and it's like.
But NBA and WNBA is women and men's together. Like women aren't fighting men, correct?
Okay.
So why would that be any different? Because it's a women's sport.
But when watching UFC, what brought me over there is the men.
What brought you to WNBA is the men's basketball.
All right, I'll give you that one. So keep it.
Because you know that viewership is retarded.
Okay.
So you want to handicap my argument from the beginning.
It's fighting, but yeah, go ahead.
But we'll take women's UFC and put that in the hierarchy. We know it's there,
right.
But we're just not going to acknowledge it.
Okay.
Okay, then let's compare it to women's volleyball.
I mean, if it's on, it's on.
But you know what?
I'm not breaking my neck.
I don't want to, because you know what? As I'm saying this argument, I don't think we can even say like, because it's a women's sport, because women's college is heavily viewed.
Basketball.
Yeah, so why is it such a drop off from women's college to women's pro? Because women's college is a big thing. They have a big movement.
And there's a lot more colleges too.
Correct. But when it comes time to the WNBA, they don't get the same eyes.
It's because it's constantly going to be compared to the
men's basketball, men's NBA.
NBA.
So, and that's why, from that standpoint, you have to either say, okay, but it's also a business, and you also want to turn a profit. So at what point do you say, okay, we're going to have to make changes in order to allow us to turn profit? Because this is also professional entertainment. Yes, you train really hard to be a magician and take a lot of skills, so you're a professional at it, but someone still has to want to watch it.
Right.
The time you put in to perfect that skill is irrelevant if nobody wants to watch it. So when it comes to the WNBA, they are a lot of skill and training goes into it, but no one wants to watch it. And when you compare it to the men's, I mean, you want to make it interesting.
But here's the thing. Like, I understand you saying nobody wants to watch it. So I get what it really means is that not enough people are watching it for it to make enough of a profit. I just need to know what is the baseline of where you need to be as far as viewership and what people, and then see where the WNBA is there, and then we can view it, because it might not even be that low.
Correct.
You know, it might be like this right here. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, they're struggling to get up there. They're struggling to be popular.
So it might take time to get there.
If I would have tell you what I think, based on the way people watch stuff, even when it comes to the football games and stuff like that, like I get upset and antsy when commercials come. So we looking for action all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's hard to watch regular basketball sometimes.
Correct.
Correct. I wait to the championships and stuff like that. But to your point, a whole WNBA championship went by, and like you said, I can't even tell you who won.
Correct. That's my point. I mean, I wouldn't like I've watched, or at least attempted to watch a couple of WNBA games on different occasions.
Right.
And it's a little slow for me.
Right.
I think that's basically what it is. It's a little slow. I guess you just have to be a fan.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big. But see, in person it's a little different. But I'm not a big baseball watching fan. But I've tuned in a couple baseball games. It should been interesting as fuck, and I've been glued to it.
Mhm.
I can't say. I sat and watched some people play table tennis with a ball with their feet. I don't know what it was called, but it was interesting as fuck.
Right.
That shit was more interesting. It's not that I don't want to watch it. It's just it's not as interesting at times.
Could it be the production of it?
Can
they produce it better, or would you say the same thing in person? You wouldn't want to watch it in person neither.
You know what? I don't know because I've never watched it in person.
Right. You know.
So I can't say. Maybe in person probably you get a better vibe. But I don't know if it's slow there. It's probably gonna be even slow in person because now you're more conscientious of your time passing by the way you sitting in them chairs. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you know, fuck. I hate to be so cliche. You lower the rim by the foot, you change the whole dynamic of the speed of the game. Fast breaks become a thing. High flying action become a thing. You know what I mean? Like now you got your forward coming down the lane, get ready to dunk on a woman. That's a total different action. You definitely gonna get some oohs and ahs and some highlights on ESPN.
Yeah. I would think so. I still think it'd kind of be the same though.
I don't think so. Because I think of how interesting like women's volleyball can be, and the net's a little lower than the men's net, just by nature.
Okay.
If you raise that net higher, a lot of the action will be taken away because they're gonna have a hard time getting it over the net. Correct. So if you lower the rim a little bit, you would definitely increase the action and what can potentially take place in the game.
I just thought about it. What about the idea of you have the NBA?
Okay.
What about this meshing them together? It's a soft game anyway.
Fuck up.
It's a soft game.
You
anyway.
can't do it.
It's not
Bro,
like it's football. It's not like it's football. Let's just be honest.
So we already established.
That'd be dope.
No, if we already established that the high school teams could potentially beat the WNBA, then you're going to take the WNBA and merge it into the NBA and expect that to be interesting.
Check this out. You wouldn't watch mixed teams play?